Good morning, class, and welcome to today's lecture series. In this uh, particular day, we want to look at report writing. As we consider report writing, we have set targets for this session, and then the reason why we always have set targets for our sessions is we want you to see the extent you can go um, to evaluate yourselves. Set targets in lecture series will help you to know how much you've learned, what you ought to know, and then to also make sure that you don't pick things by the side that are not part of the expected outcome. So the expected outcome for this series is that at the end of this class, all the participants should be able to define report writing. We also expect that all participants should be able to distinguish a report from an essay. All participants should be able to also discuss the purpose of writing a report. So all participants should please make this their target. If you successfully go through this class with this understanding, then you can be very sure that you've landed safely. Let's start by defining a report. How do we define a report? Before we define a report, let me ask every candidate that is in class this morning. First of all, have you written a report before? Have you? Are there occasions where somebody called you up and said, okay, given what has happened, given what you've experienced, please write a report? Have you done that before? Now, if you've written a report, how do you define that which you did? That is the first part of this class. The next part of this class will go to look at, if you've written a report, how is the report different from an essay? We are going to look at that part where we ask, how is the report different from an essay? Then, if you've also written a report, we want to know in what ways will you see aside the difference between the report and essay, in what ways will you say such a report was purposeful? What could be the purpose, the reasons why you wrote the report that you did? But let's start with defining a report. A report is a statement of the results of an investigation or any matter on which definite information is required. What we mean by this definition is that if there be a matter requiring definite information, now that statement that you present over that matter is a report. So report writing is the act of presenting a statement of the result of an investigation or any matter on which there is need for information, definite information, on which definite information is needed. Now, what we are saying is that in report writing, one is trying to describe an event where one is present. Class, do you remember what we call someone who witnessed an event? Of course, we said it before now during our physical meeting that such a person is called an eyewitness. So when an eyewitness tries to present or makes effort to describe an event wherein he or she was present, then we say that that eyewitness is presenting a report. I hope this is very clear to everyone. We go further to say that a report is a structured form of writing. Report writing is a structured form of writing which follows conventions that have been laid down to produce a format. By the time you get to your final year, one of the things you're going to do is that you're going to present your final year project. Now, the final year project is a good example of a report. The department will likely give you a structured format which you must use in writing your report. So a report should present its findings in a clear and concise way, and any conclusion should derive clearly. Every conclusion should be derived clearly from the findings presented in the report. So that is it for our definition of the report writing. We go now to the next expected outcome, which is to distinguish between a report and an essay. Reports and essay look so much alike, but in this particular session, class, please note attentively that what we want to do is to separate a report from an essay. We're going to do this separation on two bases. One, on purpose. Two, based on structure. So as we look at the variation, the differences between report and essay based on purpose and structure, we're very sure that we will get further clarity why the report is not an essay. Let's look at the table we have here. From this table we have here, we can see the difference between a report and an essay. On this table, first of all, we distinguished a report from an essay based on purpose. For the essay, it argues a position in response to an issue before then drawing a conclusion about it. While for the report presents facts and analysis about a problem and often suggests a solution. Look at the structure. In the essay, you have introduction, body, and conclusion. But in the report, there are what we call the preliminary pages. One of the important parts of these preliminary pages we have in reports is the abstract, or what we call the executive summary. And then there is the table of contents that also comes with the report. Please note that it is table of contents, not table of contents. Please take good note of that. Now, when you look at the flow, the cohesion that you see in essays, cohesion is built on long paragraphs and then strong paragraph structures. But for the report is clearly divided into sections with numbered headings. You know, there is section 1, subsection 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, each of them with their numbered headings. Reports also come with tables and figures, which are often included as a way of showing information quickly and easily. And then reports will often make recommendations. Let's now look at why do we write reports? What is the purpose of report writing? I hope everyone is following. If you have any need to draw our attention, please drop your comments within the box. The purpose of report writing first is to inform. So the report writing is an educational process. It's an information delivery mechanism. By writing a report, you're trying to let someone who possibly was not present know what happened while he or she was absent. Now, another purpose of report writing is to provide a basis for discussion and debate. If we have no report, discussions will be vague, debates will be shallow and empty. So to have a concrete report, to have a concrete discussion and debate, a report will always be there to anchor it. Now, we can also look further to confirm that reports it will be very important to sell an idea or to persuade individuals to get something done. So these three purposes, these three things we've mentioned now are the central reasons why reports are written. But before we end this class, please, we want to again appeal that you remember that before you write a report, you must be very sure of the purpose of the reason why you want to do your report writing. Thank you again for your time. We'll meet next time as we try to classify types of reports. We want to again request if you have comments, please drop them within the comment section, or when we meet physically in class, we can discuss further. Thank you.